And we are live again. Repping my shirt here. It's on stream. If you want to look at it, but
of course I want to look at.
Back.
Where's the shirt, man? I'm not seeing the shirt.
oh, hang on, let me stand up again. Here we go.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun shirt. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Done. All right. Malakar, are you back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. The summary for last session. After waking up from the visions, the party is shaken, but ultimately united, with the exception of Nick, who is visibly shaken from his visions and is actively retreated from his companions. Sir Thomas tried to comfort him. They inquired about the path forward, and they took the key offered to them. You cannot translate the key, so you decided to leave. As you exit and leave towards Stonecall, a few of the party members begin to see things in the forest. Nick and Sir Thomas venture out towards the source of the fog that Nick sees. They come to a clearing where they see a figure who is looking for Liliath, who also goes by Raven. Sir Thomas says that this figure has a punchable face. A battle begins as more puppet figures emerge, and Nick cries for aid. The party begins to come to their aid, and Sir Thomas takes a devastating hit from the original attacker. And the party flees as it starts to sing. Liliath disguises herself as Malaya. They successfully leave the forest and go back to Stonecall. Malaya splits off on her own, and then they resolve to move Nick's family and speak with Lady Songbird. Did I miss anything?
I think that was everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, the party is a bit split. I think Malia went to Geld's Tavern, and I'm not sure if everyone else is split up or still together. But
We left it before we ended up splitting up, I think. We were still deciding on who goes where.
okay. So you guys are all at the exit of Stonecall next to the military quarter. So what would you like to do?
Well, Sir Thomas, his first instinct is he's going to do everything in his power to try to get to Songbird first. He's immediately going to try to request aid. Not before making sure the rest of his party members are okay. He doesn't care if he goes by himself or otherwise, but he wants to make sure that Raven, Nick, Malakar, even Molly, if she can hear, that they're all okay. You know, so.
If you make a deal with her, make it for yourself alone. Do not involve me in it.
That was the plan. But
I'm gonna take the orb to... What was his name? Oh my god.
The key to Esarion?
Yeah. Yeah. See if he can get this thing translated. But we have to move fast.
right. Here. I say, honestly, Malakar, go with Raven. Nick, come with me. We need to get your people. As soon as we can to that safe house. And if anyone sees Malia, let her know. I'm scared of where she gone off to, but if she ran off, she ran off. We
No.
cannot help that.
Good.
So so I know Thomas is going to Lady Songbirds. Who else is anyone going with him?
I didn't invite Nick to go. telling him that we should probably bring his people, or that way we can get his
Wait,
people.
hold
to
on.
Safehouse.
Why are you saying for him to bring his people?
It's a safe house. That way they're safe.
You need to get the safe house's location before you move the people.
Right. That's why we go get the safe house. Then we get his people to bring him to the location.
Okay,
Yeah,
Nick will go with Thomas here, but he's not bringing people quite yet.
Okay. And where is Raven gonna go?
Esarion.
Okay. Do you know where he is?
He's, in that library
Okay.
place,
All right.
castle, something or other. I'm tired.
The Grand Library, yes. And so I just want to make sure you guys, have active knowledge of where things are. Malakar, where are you gonna go?
I'm gonna accompany her.
Okay. And then Molly, are you going back to the tavern, or are you still trailing some of the people, some of the party?
No, I'll go back to the tavern.
Okay. All right. And as you make your way through the military quarter, you are able to enter into the castle gates. And I'm going to go ahead and start with Thomas and Nick first, and then we'll go over to Malakar and Raven. So you go to Lady Songbird's estate, and as you knock on the door, the butler lets you in. Says, "Greetings. Are you in need of Lady Songbird's assistance?"
Urgently. Yes.
Of course. Please follow me. And he guides you through the house again. And
Is he walking slow whenever he leads us there?
like average pace.
I'm gonna tell him to step it up. Please, listen. We're in a bit of a hurry. If faster the better.
Well, it's just right through this door, so. And he knocks on the door to her study. Says, "Come in, come in." And he opens the door for you, and Lady Songbird is sitting at her desk, working on some paperwork.
Well, Sir Thomas is gonna march right in there. He's gonna wave for Nick to come in. He's gonna look at the butler and he's gonna say, "Close the door, please."
Yes, sir. And the door closes. Can I
Lady
help you?
Songbird. Yes, you can. Remember whenever you mentioned before that safe house?
Yes,
We need it. Urgently.
I see. And you understand that the offer for that safe house comes with your commitment to the Loyalists, correct?
My commitment alone. With that, he's gonna choke on his words a little bit, but then he's gonna swallow, shake his head a little, and he's gonna look forward. Please. I will offer myself alone. I do not want them involved in anything else, but I need to make sure my people are safe. They are the closest thing I have to anything of a connection. I will not see them die. I almost died myself, ensuring that Raven was not hunted down like a dog. I would not want to see them be owed anything, or have to owe anything to anyone. Please.
The only thing that I will ask for you to do is to perform tasks that are advantageous to us. Should you find that you no longer wish to participate in these tasks, of course, the safe house will be removed, but it is not so simple as, and it's not so complex as to demand your allegiances. It's merely a temporary agreement. Should you
Does it
wish for
require
more?
all of our signs? or just mine?
Well, as long as the tasks are being performed and getting done, I don't see a difference.
In writing, I, Sir Thomas More, pledge my allegiance to the Loyalists, so that we may have safety in Stonecall while we reside here. Anytime we see fit to anyone we deem worthy, for us, our immediate family, and close friends. Does that sound good on terms?
A written agreement is not needed. In fact, the less paperwork, the better. As this movement is in and of itself a shadow movement, similar to others, such as the Shadow of Grushin, there's only limited amounts of documentation that we need. As long as you promise and agree to take tasks as I assign them, and they will not be... You will know exactly what is going on with each of them. I will not lie to you.
You haven't let me down yet, Songbird. I'm trusting you, as you're trusting me. I appreciate that.
So,
But I have to ask, how soon can the safe house be made? Tonight?
I simply need to send a message to my contact, and he can have it prepared right away.
Thank you.
Were there events
sorry.
that occurred in the forest that pressed you like this?
You did hear me mention how one of our party members was hunted like a dog.
Yes.
Nick here. If you'd like to explain your side of what happened and what you saw, we were hunted a little. Granted, my pressing didn't help, but go on, Nick. What did we see with your brilliant memory and all?
There were a lot of people. A lot of them after one of our members. I was in a bit of a daze, so my memory is not of its usual use.
Thank you. What he says is true, though. At least 3, possibly 4 if I remember correctly. We're there. Looking for Raven. I'm not going to tell you what else they called her, because I fear that is confidential. And saying those words alone might summon them. I fear they might have been in these walls. He's going to lift up his shirt slowly, still like wincing at the pain as he shows the big scar that was left on his chest. They gashed me good, as well.
I see. So it seems you have made certain powerful enemies. Do you know what their allegiances might be?
If I had any guess, the fake hordes. I don't know. That's a question for Raven. That's her personal business, but if I'm to assume something in the fake hordes having to do with the High Queen and Sisterhood and a whole lot of stuff I can't really recall right now involves her, they see to hunt her down for something that they are owed. And I'm not, under any circumstances, going to allow that to happen.
Well, if it does involve the fake courts, I can do what I can to acquire information on that.
Thank you.
We have been in negotiations with the Freedom States as of late.
Sir Thomas is going to pause, and he's going to rest his hands a little bit heavier on the desk, and he's going to look at Songbird, and he's going to try whisper, "One last request before I leave."
And what might that be?
Cetheric Vallin. Portal guy, you remember me speaking to you about him. Privately.
Yes?
I wish to do so with him, privately.
I can make an arrangement for that.
Tonight, if possible. While everyone else is at the safe house. As soon as we gather them. I will go. We can meet here in your office if that's okay.
I will do what I can. If I can make it happen tonight, then I will. I will send word. Will you be at Guild's Tavern?
Either the safe house or there.
Well, if I hear word before I hear, it depends. If I hear from Cetheric before I hear about the safe house, I will send for you at the tavern.
Thank you. And he's going to stand up a little bit. He's going to look at Nick. He's going to look over at her, and he's simply going to say, "You'll send word once it's ready, correct?"
Of course.
Good. I see no more business here we have then. Unless, Nick, you have something?
No. Nothing right now.
Alright. Thank you for seeing us so soon, Songbird. We will go. We have a lot to discuss with the party.
Of course.
And with that, Sir Thomas is going to kind of walk out, and he's going to kind of gently pat Nick on the back as he tries to lead him out.
Alright. So I'm assuming you guys are leaving her estate?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, moving over to the Grand Library. Malakar and Raven and make their way to the entrance of the Grand Library, and inside you see towering walls of books and magical ladders that seem to go all over. And there's an assistant at the desk, and it's seems somewhat tired and mildly agitated. Says, "Can I help you?"
We need to speak to Esarion.
Did you have an appointment?
This is an urgent circumstance and a private one.
I suppose. Follow me. And he gets up from the desk and begins to lead you to Esarion's room, or to his study. Knocks on the door, and Esarion says, "Come in, come in, come in."
Was there no one else in the library?
Oh, there's lots of people in the library just wandering around reading books and doing their own things.
No one seemed particularly interested in us.
Nope.
Okay.
Esarion.
As you enter into the room, you see Esarion standing on top of a giant tower of books. And when you say his name, he kind of waves his hand as he kind of leans and begins to fall. But then he does this feather fall thing, or he lands right on his feet before the books come tumbling down next to him. "Ah, yes. How can I help you?"
I show him the new orb, key, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. So it's a cylinder, and he takes a cylinder. He's like, "Ooh, is this one of the keys?"
Yes, and we need it translated.
Of course, of course. Interesting. This is strange craftsmanship, very unique in its design. I will do what I can to get a translation to you as soon as possible.
Be sure you do. And be warned, we may not be easy to contact for the foreseeable future.
Well, I suppose if you want to check in a week, if that'll be easier, I will do what I can.
A good point of contact for us may be Lady Songbird.
Oh, Lady
know her.
Songbird. I can certainly do that. I have some friends that spend time with Lady Songbird. So, that shouldn't be too difficult.
Beyond that, look forward to seeing what you have. But we really need to get going.
Of course, of course. I guess, help yourself on the way out, and, and he takes his arm and he, on his desk, and he swipes all of the texts and scripts and books off of his desk to the side as he, sits down and, puts on some, magnifying monocles to look at the cylinder he has in his hands.
Goodbye. And
There
please.
is one more thing.
Yes.
How does one go about checking a book out of this library?
I suppose you would go to the sections that are available to the public and check it out with the front desk person.
All right.
Is there a specific book you are looking for?
No, nothing specifically named.
Is there a topic you need researched?
I'll find it on my own. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, certainly. Have a good day.
You as well. Good luck with the translation.
Thank you.
And I leave.
Okay. Malakar, I'm assuming you're leaving too?
Yeah.
And you kind of make your way back through the hallways, and you almost get lost, but then you realize where you're going, and you end up back at the front desk.
I'm going to attempt to find something on 3 different topics,
Okay.
if at all possible. The first topic, I'm looking for something about the 6 heroes. Non-fiction, historical tome.
If you were to ask about it, they would say it would be in the Hall of Heroes. They have all of the texts related to the 6 heroes there.
The second is, I'm looking for any kind of information about immortality. Even if it's not like a, rituals of how to become immortal, just like things that, like a documentation of things that are immortal and yada yada yada. I don't know. The goal is attempting to figure out why life doesn't age.
Okay.
And the third, she's looking for just the fake horde, essentially. Anything she can get from that.
So the first one is about the heroes themselves, which is going to be in the Hall of Heroes. The second is going to be on immortality, and the third is on the Fey Courts specifically.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna shadow her and make sure that no one watches us, and her bag stays knife-free when she does her thing.
Okay. And as you're looking through, you're able to find like the topics are kind of divided in alphabetically. So you're able to find the immortality section, but you find that it doesn't hold very many books that might be all that useful. You mostly just find a couple of magical texts relating to some of the gods, but it's definitely a lot more of like an encyclopedia of those gods. And then you also find a couple of romance novels.
Okay, I'm just going to forget about that one and actually change it. am going to actually look into kind of ravens, specific interest in anything beyond natural, like more arcane or, you know, mystical in nature involving ravens. Specifically looking for some sort of studies or nonfiction.
You'll find that this particular library, as far as the public section is concerned, does not have anything of use available.
Okay.
For that. As far as the Fey Courts go, you'd be able to find a history book related to the Fey Courts and some of the current pantheon, like some of the current pantheon that resides in the Freedom States.
That'll work for me.
All right. Alright, and so you take that book, and I imagine you'd take it to the front desk and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 copper for a week, and it's, 1 silver for a month.
I will drop a silver.
Of course.
And I assume it's going to be like a silver for the other one, for the heroes one as well.
No, you'd have to go over to the Hall of Heroes, and then they just simply give you a text. So that one would be free.
Okay, well, I will do that.
Okay. So, I imagine you just go ahead and do that. I don't need to necessarily narrate it if you don't want me to. Alright. And then, at this point, which direction are you going?
Geln's Tavern is like our meeting area, so...
I
there.
agree.
Okay. And then, I'm assuming Thomas and Nick go there as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, during this time, what is Malia doing?
Malia is, I guess, first of all, just confirming an actual month didn't pass. We still have our rooms at Gil's Tavern, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she'll go to Gil's Tavern and just go up to her room. And then once she's in the quietness and the emptiness of her room, she's just gonna lock the door, set her little alarms, close the curtains, and crawl into the bed and just cocoon herself in the darkness of her blanket and cry.
Okay. So, the remainder of you, arriving back at Geld's Tavern. You see Geld polishing some glasses. Says, "Hey, you lot look like you've been through hell and back."
Ellen back and a handbasket.
Oh, I hate it when it's in a handbasket too.
Right. Hey, how about tonight we run up my tab? Strongest possible fucking thing you got. I have some words for these ones.
I guess what's your budget there? I got some mighty fine liquor.
Hold on, let me check my pockets. And he's gonna pull out his little sack of gold and... Hold on, he's gonna... Oh crap, wrong tab, 1 second. Alright. And in my inventory, I have 211 gold pieces. He's going to pull out a sack of 211 gold pieces, and he's simply going to say, 50 gold from this. I want to spend them drinking.
Oh, I'll make sure you don't remember even tomorrow. I can do that.
Thanks. But I'm not going to drink yet. Just prepare it for me, please.
Of course. I will make sure that there's plenty of ale reserved just for you.
But, by the way, would you have happened to, see someone run through here? One of our party.
Oh, you're talking about the elf one. Yeah, she went upstairs already.
Oh. Thank you. Appreciate that. He's gonna knock on the counter, and he's gonna look behind him and see if he sees everybody.
I imagine you're all there.
Yeah.
Well, Sir Thomas is gonna sit down at a table, and he's gonna wave everybody over.
Sit down.
I'm gonna take a seat with a good view to the door.
Alright. Listen. I understand this last 24 hours was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Stressful. To make it light, but we have an out at least. My cooperation at least was accepted. As long as I fulfill their tasks and they get done, it will be my responsibility. Not everyone's, but at least we'll be safe. Possibly as soon as tonight we can have that safe house. They said they'd send word to me whenever it's done. So we have that. What about the, key? Any news on that?
It'll be translated. It'll take some time.
About a week, he said.
Always a fucking week. It's fine. It's fine.
It's gonna be a long week.
We have some other things we need to discuss, however. Raven. He's going to say, and he's going to lean his elbows across the table and start looking at you through his eyebrows, not with anger, but with worry. You have another name. You mentioned that before, but do I dare even speak it?
I know not if it has any power.
They said they were hunting you, Goliath. They said that you
Yes?
were, I'm sorry, I wouldn't even say trust, didn't even acknowledge it.
I have explained this before.
Right.
I said it as we entered the forest. Did you not take me seriously?
Wasn't so much as that, as much as there was a passing thought in my mind. If that makes any sense. As you know, as you've taken care of me while I go out sometimes, I have many things on my mind. And now this is one of them. I apologize for not seeing that before, but I can assure you now.
I have
will
evaded
die.
them countless times in the past.
I fear you might not be able to now. They've seen me and Nick. They know you ride with a group.
And this is the first time any of them have ever spoken.
I must say, they had a very punchable face. Very punchable. If only I could make logs out of them, I'd make a log cabin, but I fear that wouldn't be possible, especially with the gash they left me. He says as he touches the wound on his chest through his shirt and just flinches. But there's something else I'd also like to discuss with you. All. Cetheric Vallin. I'm certain we all feel a certain way about him.
I'm sure we do.
I'm seeking audience with him as soon as possible. I understand, before you even might speak, that it might be a dumb idea. reckless, but the way I see it, I've already sworn allegiance to the Loyalists. With how he spoke, I'm not sure if he has much allegiance to anybody. It might be wise to get an ally on our team that might not play by the rules as much, for our sake. Or at least we learn a little bit more about something. Anything.
He does have an abundance of knowledge.
Right. Might help us. As soon as they send word that he's available, I'm going to meet with him by myself. I would not ask you join or follow. I fear that might cause a wrong idea. I'm going to do my best to try seek allegiance with him for our benefit. Not my own, but anything I can worm my way into, I will. Any crevice, any door, I will do my best to open.
Are
But
you sure we can afford to dance at 2 weddings at the same time at the moment?
You create a good point, but he says as he's going to look down with worry and clasp at his nose, he's going to look back with a sigh. I'm not so sure we have a choice here. Think about this. We're down. I could have died multiple times. People are hunting her. Malia's upstairs. I'm going to check on her in a second, but the way I see it, we are numbered right now. Borrowed time is run. They now know. If they followed us, we're in Stonecall. Bare minimum that she has friends. You, Raven. And with all the odds stacked against us, we need every advantage we can get, whether it be knowledge or powerful things or skills. And we need time to recover. They can buy us that with a safe house. We can get information from Cetheric Vallin. Hell, maybe even the orcs might have something. But we need every possible thing on the board. I'm not going to die a pawn. And I'm not going to give up anything. Especially if that means running the risk of any of you. That is not on my to-do list. You're the closest thing I have at the moment, and damn it, I am not letting it slip through my fingers again. I trust you all with my life. I'm gonna work ever so tirelessly to ensure I have that guarantee you live.
You speak truth, but I'm not certain if this will rise our allies or our enemies. But if you think that's a good idea, I will follow you.
Do either of you, any of you, have any better ideas?
I'm sick of running.
I agree. I've ran out too long. Sir Thomas is gonna start to well up a little bit. I ran until my legs gave out, and then I just fucking crawled. I ran for my entire fucking life. He says as tears are starting to form in his eyes. I am tired of running. My whole damn life I've spent running from people. Running from things. Running from life itself. If I'm to run, I'd much rather run towards death. And meet it early on. Than live a life where I am doing nothing but escaping.
I have always preferred to be hunting than to be hunted. So,
Right now, our focus needs to be security. Next, we gather information, and then we build a plan from there.
Couldn't agree more. However, we're going to need everyone, I fear. You all, Malakar, watch the door. Ensure everything's safe. I'm gonna go check on our friend. If you'll excuse me.
Always.
And Sir Thomas is going to leave the table, and he's going to go upstairs and try to find Molly's room and see if he could speak with her.
No? I guess you're knocking on her door, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Molly, I understand it might be a bad time, but are you in there? I'd like to at least keep you informed.
There's a good probably 5 or 10 minutes, 5 or 10 seconds where you're not sure if she was inside. And then she just opens the door. You could tell that Sir Thomas has never seen her room before, so he doesn't know how normally orderly and everything it is. But her bed is still in a state of that she just got out of bed to answer the door.
Is she still, like, fresh from crying?
Let's see. Yeah, you wouldn't see that.
Yeah. And here I thought you were a rock. Yeesh. I have questions 1,000, but not the time. I at least want to keep you informed, seeing as you're one of the group, and all about what's going on. If that's okay with you.
Overhearing what I did, I was more worried that I wasn't part of the group anymore.
A chance. Fact of the matter is, you're the only one who actually take out bastards like you do. And you saved my ass. I'm more worried that you decided to run off rather than actually join us into the city. I'm more worried that you decided to go somewhere else rather than, be with the party.
I have nowhere to go anymore, Thomas.
You act like that isn't the same for all of us. But, at least momentarily, hopefully tonight, that will change. I talked to Songbird. We can have a safe house arranged. Safety. I spoke to them a bit about what happened. They understand. They told me it would be safe. They can have it done as soon as tonight. They sent word, but we'll be safe. At least for a bit. We have the game plan of get safety, get information, and formula something in order to combat whatever shithole we're in, but I fear you might not think that way, currently. What's on your mind? Something's eating at you. I can smell it.
I'm growing tired, quite honestly, of trying to earn your trust and not receiving it. Even after you told me I had it, you questioned it. I gave up everything for this group.
Only fair. I understand. For that, He's gonna look away for a second. I apologize. My thoughts were only ever of our safety. And yes, I will admit you have made me question that on occasion, but the fact of the matter is you saved my life. I only ever question things whenever you do something I don't understand. Not of your loyalty, but of your purpose.
I have no purpose anymore, Sir Thomas.
You
I
have a
gave
life.
it all up. My entire purpose was the mission my mother sent me on, and I gave that up.
Right. At this point, Sir Thomas is gonna sit down on the floor as he's going to face her. And he's gonna start treading on a random topic, as he says, "You know, I was supposed to be the crowned one over in Velethor for a while. My brother was supposed to take the throne, and then I was. This whole deal. They had entire rituals. I was supposed to be a great paladin of the Moore family name. Something respected, feared. I was going to conquer my foes and save my homeland to heal. That was my purpose for a while. Till I found out what my father was doing. He's gonna swallow a little bit. I remembered more what happened to me as a child. They shackled me to a table, tortured me. They're cultists. They poked and prodded. They smiled. He's gonna shiver a little bit. All they did was smile. Terrifically, but I ran somehow and kept running. Purpose lost, but idea gained. Run. Live something better. Do not engage with that. That was my purpose for the longest time. Simply survive. Hope they never find you again. Live in fear. Run. All my life, run. But now, Nick said it so eloquently. I could look behind my back every once in a while and sit. I have people who won't stab it anymore. In that vision you all did. You were all working for my father. You were all Agent Chaos trying to take me, and I fought for months. Months. Just getting you off my back. I didn't buy it. Question everything. And then I was in Velethor running through the streets, and this big fucking demon was there, screaming me, all these heads, wanting me, taunting me as the city was falling. And then I realized, after my trial was done, I gained purpose of making sure you live. Not just survive, not just escape, but live, damn it. I don't know if that might be the same for you, but I can at least say, I want to see you alive. You've ensured my life multiple times. Malakar, Raven, Nick, Delgar even, everyone did. I owe it to you now that I'm alive. I intend to repay that with my life, if it came down to it. Fake courts be damned. Velethor be damned. Have a thought for yourself. Have a thought for your own life. You don't owe them shit. You don't owe me a damn thing. All I simply want to see you do is thrive and live your own life. The way I see it, you didn't give up your purpose, you gave up theirs. They sound just like my folks. Wanting something for their ends, for their means. Would you want to live by yours?
I'm trying to learn how. You, as strange as it sounds, Sir Thomas, had the luxury of not having your memory for a little bit. You spoke of just recently reclaiming what they did. I remember every little thing that happened in my childhood. I wasn't wanted or needed. I was just a servant, a pawn. And it's hard to let down guards when I have lived my whole life so guarded. So you just have to give me time. I'm trying to take a new path, but I honestly don't know how. And I'm quite worried that the path I'm on is another wrong one with the visions I was given. And there's nothing I could do about that.
What did you see? I saw Velethor. What about you? Your kingdom, I assume.
There was a vision of the mother tree, but that was in the proposed future, and it was burning to nothing, and I was the reason why it was burning. I don't know what the sorceress saw that would bring that vision to light, but that is not what I want, even with how poorly they treated me.
Then don't. That's not what you want. That sounds easy enough. And I understand it's complicated and you need time. I'm gonna tell you, Malia. He's gonna stand up slowly. He's gonna slowly walk forward a little bit towards Malia. All we have right now is time. Borrowed? Yes, 110%. We're fucked if we run out, but we have time. You have time. So do I. But it isn't about that alone, it's about what we do with it. If you trust me to tell me that, then I can trust you enough to save my life again. And you can trust me I'll do everything in my damn power to ensure that tree don't burn. As long as you ensure there isn't some big spindly demon with a bunch of faces trying to hunt me down. Specifically in Veldor for whatever reason. I don't want to go back, but that's another story. You have my trust. Firm. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. It's not going to happen again.
Just tell me what I can do and how I can help. I'll help to the best of my ability.
First things first. Get a bottle of ale. Join us downstairs. We can go over the plan with you, or at least our current circumstances. Better to speak with the party, rather than just one member, no?
Let me just remove that trap you're sitting on, and then we'll go downstairs.
You are fucking kidding me. Good, I guess.
She keeps her room trapped, guys.
Fair, that's only fair.
But yeah, she'll help him out of the situation and then go downstairs with him.
Okay. So as you go down, you can see that there are a couple extra patrons kind of filtering in as the night is coming on. And Geld has been lining up several mugs of ale.
Or any one of those mine.
Oh, they're all for you.
Good. Great. He's going to grab one and he's going to march on over to the table and he's going to slam it down. And he's going to usher Malia over and tell her and point at her to bring the others.
When she starts bringing the other, she kindly asks Gail to change one into wine because she's not a beer drinker.
Oh, he's played me plenty. Don't worry, I'll get you some wine.
Thank you.
Alright. And I assume you guys have a good time drinking. Is there, I'm going to let you talk to each other.
Right. Yeah, he's going to slowly drink. Ugh. I'm not getting drunk. I'm going to have one ale tonight and hopefully see Cetheric Vallin. I'm going to get drunk after that, after I relay the information, because I need to breathe. But point being, we have safety. Once they call for safety, we get there and secure the perimeter. After that, we speak with Cetheric. After that, as Raven so kindly put it, we devise a plan to figure out exactly where we go from there. We don't have many options, but we have Songbird, we have the Loyalists, we have the Orcs. And if I can swing it right, possibly even Valen himself. I fear he might not be fully allianced with everyone. With how he spoke of chess and games and pawns, I fear it's only right to make us a player instead of a pawn on the board.
I will go with you if you don't mind. I don't drink anyway.
Sorry, but I wish to do this alone. To ensure that I come off fully myself. Not that I have someone else. When I spoke, I said of only myself, so I intend to keep that word.
If you do go, take this, and she's gonna pluck another feather from her hair and hand it to you.
Thank you. I'll use it wisely. He says as he puts it, like, kind of
No.
like a little pin on a shirt.
You're not exactly able to use that. And then switching to telepathy through it. But I am.
Okay, hell, that feels weird. Anyways,
As
Thank
long
you.
as you're within 10 miles, I should be able to contact you should we need you.
I do not plan on leaving Stonecall anytime soon, especially not for my home Lilith. But, so, anything else we need to get off our chest, ladies and germs? Anything we may need to discuss? He says as he looks over at everybody and blending his eyes finally on Malakar.
Let me at least accompany you to the door. I really don't like the idea of someone being alone out there.
Fine. Only if you do not listen in, and you ensure only protection.
Promise.
You better keep that. He says as he hands Malakar one of the mugs, the many mugs that has been placed on the table.
Thank you, but no, thank you.
Then at least keep it warm for me.
Sure.
So, at least while we are all here, there are some things I fear we must know soon. I think it's best if we get that over with trying to figure out now. That way I can have a proper idea of what I may ask this man. Agreed?
Yeah, we need to organize our thoughts. Figure out what exactly we're dealing with and what order we should deal with him.
I see 3 threats currently. Thorn's Guard, which are currently very pissed we managed to get out of there probably harmlessly. Your hunters, yeah, what should we call those people? Is there a certain term, or can I just call them the woodsmen?
I don't really call them anything.
Woodsmen it is. And then a possible third faction,
We should deal with the more imminent threat first.
your people, the woodsmen.
I don't
Yeah.
know exactly who they are or why they've come. I just know they found me, killed my wife, and have been hunting me for the past 3 years. I've evaded them, killed a few, but none of them have ever been talkative. Not but a word.
I fear now they are very much in the talking mood. And I
They
fear
were
it's not
different.
well benefit. Do you think it might be higher ranks? More,
Possibly. They may be realizing that I have become too elusive for their common foot soldier.
especially with how they took off their heads and rotated like owls. The clicking noise, But, okay. Them first. Then the Thorns Guard.
Are they, of the Fae, they seem to have a familiar nature to them.
I am unsure. Raven, are they Fae? I don't really know. That's not my expertise.
I'm not quite certain. They are not they're humanoid in some regards, but there's definitely some Fae presence within them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know of any contacts that may know of this? Anyone who may have personally known you, or who may personally know of Fae? I don't know of anyone. I only know people I can ask about Velethor, and even then I come up fucking short every time.
Well, I'm a Fae, technically. I come from those courts.
Do you know anything more of them, or... More accurately, do you know of anyone possibly in Stonecall or anywhere close that may, possibly know anything about them?
I had a contact in Stonecall. I don't know if they will know about them in particular, but I can use some of my contacts with the Thieves Guild and other awares. I saw their faces.
If I may, I'd like to accompany you. I think it's wrong if we all go alone here. Bare minimum, we need to travel in pairs and group. I think we run the risk of being isolated and alone.
Yes, but once I'm in the Thieves Guild, even if you're there, even if they allow you in there, you're not going to understand a word that is being said because we speak differently.
Perfectly fine. I only wish to ensure your safety.
Fair, and then you can repay that by having somebody in the room with you when you speak to Cetheric, because you just denied yourself some company and then went back and said we should always stay in pairs. So make up your mind if we can do things by ourselves or if we need to stay in pairs.
Fair. I understand where you're coming from, but that I feel is best in that case. You have a personal connection to me. Or at least, Raven here does. Should things go wrong, you will know immediately. And I also asked Songbird to be in the room as well. For it to be either in her office or Geld's Tavern. Either one. So she knows as well. And I'm certain you will also hear a word if things go south. However, touche.
And I will respect that, like I said. I'm just asking for the same sort of kindness and respect. Because he did suggest that he did want to talk to each of us at some point. So if any others want to go talk to him, you respect their decisions to go speak to him and have that private moment.
Of course. The only thing I'd ever want is respect here. Now, I believe as well, at least to differ for a moment, I believe there may be some other things we need to, I've heard it best, actually, from someone who didn't really speak the best. Pardon my accent here, but I believe he said something close to, "Weapon up!" He was, of course, referring to getting a larger stick with a blade on it, but I fear we probably need better gear. Doing jobs, getting more gold, something of that nature.
Wasn't Lady Songbird arranging better gear for us from the magic of the Heartstone?
Yes. Whenever we see her next, we can ask. I forgot. In the incessant need to make sure everyone was safe. But I fear that we might not be well equipped. I say next time we leave the city or something like that, we should prepare ourselves better with better gear. Who knows what we may face next? I fear I might not be prepared. Looking at the gash. Yeah. Now, at least Thorn's Guard soldiers. What did you actually collect on the one man? The one you tracked down the one time? If you remember.
Oh, I didn't continue to track him, quite honestly. I stayed with the bookseller and had a very pleasant conversation with him because that man I was following was just a pawn. He wasn't going to give me anything. The bookseller did.
Bookseller. He contacted yours?
Not really a contact of mine. He is the owner of that shop that came out of the thing. He was the one that gave me that riddle that I needed Raven to decipher for me. I sort of give him credit for putting me on the path I'm currently on. And he is the reason why, after the fact, I was revealed everything to you guys about who I was and why I was in town. Because he just had a personal conversation with me that made me rethink some things.
May it be wise to visit him again? Catch up? Maybe you might know some more
I
things if
don't
he had a riddle.
know. He strikes me as more the devil than Cetheric.
Still, unlikely allies are what we need. I don't think it'd be unwise to pay him a visit. If either of you so choose, I will accompany. Hell, I might even go myself. He seems like an interesting fellow. At least from that alone. But Thorn's gone. If he was merely a pawn, what we're working with now is something much worse, because their higher ranks know of us. That was confirmed from Cetheric and you. They know us. Anytime we have to deal with them now, I am going to expect much worse. As us, we must all. Is there anything any of us might know that's not been shared? Because any information would be delightful.
I don't know if they know who was inside of that place getting the artifact. I think they were just there because their glyphs went off, but I saw 3 what I would call senior officials among the large group that was waiting outside.
Understood. Now, if that's that, then we also run to the third possible option of my family, Belethor. I will say now, I believe it is not a prominent threat. If we're talking about the totem pole here, the
Malakar
lowest.
is quite far away.
But I do fear, with how my father is, he likes to know things. He likes to grab things and make them his own. And I fear if he has an ear here, he may eventually hear of it. Somewhat alike being that happens to be causing a ruckus. Doing things for officials. He may possibly know of us, of me. If that comes to be the case, I fear he might get to bring down the hammer. I fear the worst from that, but the fear is misplaced at the moment. There's no solid concrete evidence. More of my trauma in history with that. So until I gather more information on anything regarding that, it is merely, nothing. But anything else for you?
I am curious about Your mother, Amalia.
How
Who
so?
is she?
She is the Dryad Queen.
Dryad Queen. They should go by any other names.
More than likely. I've always known her as the Dryad Queen, and as it is in a lot of faith things, I don't even know my own mother's real name. I don't even know any of my sister's real names. We're all named after trees. That's how I know them. But she is the one that keeps the mother tree in the maze.
Tree, maze, Dryad Queen. Not a lot to go off of.
Well, to be fair, I didn't really have a lot to go off in interactions with her. I don't even remember if I spent any time with her. As soon as I was old enough, I was sent into the maze with my older sisters, and I learned from them to protect the maze. And one of the visions I had in that temple was of my home in flames.
Yes, and that is what similar for me. Sorry, and you can see Liliath is like, she's kind of jittery, which is different from her normal. She's kind of like looking over her shoulder a bit, kind of just glancing around the crowds, up at the rafters even. I saw very little of I just relived a moment. The moment I lost my home. So I know how that feels. Do any of you feel like we're being watched?
Do you feel so?
I do. I mean, I always have. But this is different.
Can Sir Thomas, like, look around the area to see if anybody's watching?
Sure.
Let's see, that's gonna be a perception check, right? Let's see here. Well, there.
I mean, some people will take a look over at your table to see if it's unoccupied, but like it's, people are just minding their own business.
Perhaps, since I know that, and it was likely one of my older sisters had managed to scry on Raven before, if we can invest in any magic to protect her from scrying, that would be a good idea, especially if we're trying to hunt the hunters.
That would be a talk
Good
for
point.
the magic store.
Yes. Well, we can inquire in the magic store or even inquire with Lady Songbird when we have the opportunity. But let's try to get you warded from that kind of magic if we can.
Hey, where's the map of
Uh,
the city?
Hang on, let me...
It's not in maps and images.
Is it not?
It is not.
Okay, let me go ahead and... Because I know it's in the campaign chat. Did I pin
Is
it?
it pinned?
Yeah, I did pin it.
You did.
Or-
You did
well,
not.
I did not pin the right
map
one.
of the world.
Jump. There we go. Forward to maps and images. There you go. So as of right now, you guys are near the Adventurers Guild. There's a little bit that says Guild's Tavern, then there's Merchant's Quarter. Is there anything specific you're looking for?
I was just trying to. I remember seeing like buildings named.
Oh, you're talking
On
about
this
the
map?
Merchant's Quarter.
Yeah, I was like, I remember seeing this map, but with some of the buildings actually named, and I'm not seeing that here, other than Guild's Tavern.
Yeah, so, yeah, on this map, only Guild's Tavern was actually named. On this specific map. Let me go to...
Oh, was it in the actual campaign thing?
Hang on, let me go ahead and forward this one. Are you talking about this one?
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, this is the Merchant's Quarter.
Yeah, okay. I can't believe you're not psychic divination.
Yes.
Fuck, they might have something to help us. I mean, they might, right?
They sell magic items.
Well, I can't believe you're not psychic divination is for divination. They wouldn't have any specific items to that end.
I mean, they might know of how to like protect yourself from divination.
Sure.
We can seek them out.
So, it's at about this time that you see Wernest walk through the door, and he's kind of looking sheepish, and he adjusts his hat a little bit, and he looks around and he sees you. Ah, there's my friends. I was told to give this letter to you, and he hands out the piece of parchment.
Letter?
Yes, that's what I was told. Isn't that right, Fern? He looks over, over his left shoulder.
Right, Fern. Well, Sir Thomas is going to slowly reach out for the letter. He's going to open it for everybody to see.
Alright, and it's going to be inscribed with fine handwriting and some ink. It says, "Find me in the castle walls, in the library." And it kind of has like a spot in the library, like it's a map, pretty much. And it's, has the letters C, V at the bottom.
Well, I'll be damned. Guess I am meeting him tonight.
Warnus, you were asked to give the group this letter and not just Sir Thomas?
Yes, yes. He gave me a gold piece for it, so which is pretty good, in my opinion.
That continues with my theory, Sir Thomas, that he wants to see us all.
I would definitely prefer us sticking together right now.
It's the best idea.
Only fair. Only fair. I agree.
Normally I would have left town by now, but I am also not normally tied down by having friends.
And perhaps that will be your strength, then, that you have us to help you defeat them once and for all.
That is my hope too.
Well, I guess until... It says midnight? How close to midnight is it?
I'd say some time has passed, so it's about like 8 o'clock, 8:30.
Until then, and I'm gonna take one of the beers because I normally don't drink, but I've never drunk in front of you actually, and I'm gonna just down one as best as I can. Oh, god damn it! I just fucking touched my face with my hand. I just
Oh,
painted
no.
that too.
Oh no!
Oh god damn it! I just ripped. I'm painting my nails right now. Sorry.
No worries.
What was he saying?
So, I mean, if there's nothing else, like, Warnus was probably going to be on his way.
I don't think there's anything else. We could probably skip forward to it.
I'm in agreement.
I'm
Radio,
just gonna
you got
go
anything?
ahead and go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw because it's the first bit of alcohol Liliath has had in the past, I don't know, 160 years. Maybe not that long.
It's
All right, go for it.
7.
Oh, wow. Great.
Excellent.
It's not been 160 years. It's been more like 40, but whatever.
Well, the tingling sensation kind of just rolls down your throat as the alcohol seems and feels stronger than you remember it being for an ale of this sort. You don't know if this is the same one, but it tastes like something you've had before, but it's certainly stronger.
I imagine as she's trying to down it, she just immediately starts coughing it up and just gets it all over the place.
Oh, no.
Oh, that is vile.
I can tell you spits on me.
Okay. Well, sorry, you've probably wasted about 50 gold.
No, we have much more lined up out back. You're fine. That's for after.
If there is one.
There will be. In some way.
I think for now I'm going to read this book.
Alright. And
Tell me when we're leaving.
and time passes. I imagine you guys have a good time drinking.
I slowly savor my wine like a good wine elf does.
And eventually the patrons kind of disappear and Guild at a certain point says, "Now I gotta kick you out of the bar. I'm shutting down for the night, and I can't have anyone in here. You know the way in and the way out, but gotta take off."
Right. Only right.
See you in the morning.
Good night.
Thank you again for the ale. It was good.
Of
Expect to
course.
see the rest of that 50 gold later. No?
Yes, of course.
Good.
So what time is it now?
Like 11:30ish, 11:45ish. It's you have enough time to get to where you need to go.
Hurrah!
Yay!
You know, plot device. You know, perfect timing.
And we go.
It's like Dora the Explorer. Where do we go, guys?
No,
Everybody, let's go.
Alice.
I don't want a talking backpack or a talking map.
Backpack.
Backpack.
That's
But
awesome.
what about a monkey with cute little boots on?
Swiper,
I'll do
no swiping.
Can Sir Thomas have the cute little boots? I think it'd be funny.
Yes. Okay, Sir
Yeah.
Thomas. He's the monkey. He's the monkey that keeps us together, guys.
Yay!
Is she teaching you guys Spanish or something?
I actually do know Spanish. Like, unironically. I'm learning it.
Because we have her too, but she teaches us English.
That's awesome.
Oh, all right. Well, that's interesting.
The more you know.
So, traveling through the kingdom proper, or the areas, these streets are barren. You see the guards out and about. And they kind of look at you with a certain degree of suspicion, but they've all seen you before. Word's gotten out about you and your party, so they tend to just let you be. You're able to enter into the kingdom gates and make your way towards the library. And you can see that the receptionist there has his head buried down into his arms and is fallen asleep on the job.
Ignore him. Follow the map.
Right.
And following the map, you find your way. You weave your way through the libraries, and the hallways are lit up with strange candles and that float as the silence itself seems to be palpable. And making your way into towards an office, you see that there's a plain door that seems to be between you and where you're going.
I knock. Just once. Just one singular knock.
The door slips open and inside the door you see the room is filled with candles emanating a blue flame from each of them. And at a desk you see Cetheric Vallin writing.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would this blue flame be similar to the one that we saw in the cave whenever we fought the Stone Colossus?
In what way?
Like, would it be like the same color flame? Would it kind of light the same, or would it be different?
I mean, it's just like its coloration is similar. Like it's blue. It's
But not enough to be like an exact copy.
Sure. Like it's like if you're asking someone that can't really tell colors apart, yeah, it's all going to be blue to them.
Okay, gotcha.
So nothing special about it outside of that.
Okay.
It's like, I see you have decided to join me. I'm surprised
Yes.
it took you so long to reach out.
As am I, but we're slowly running out of options.
Yes,
And
and
well-
we had other things on the mind first.
Well, When you corner rats, they tend to surprise you.
Are you calling me a rat?
I am simply stating a metaphor.
Right. The only issue with that metaphor is, though, rats tend to fight rather than run.
And
Whatever.
I see you have tried to fight, and you were unsuccessful.
Sir Thomas is going to touch his wound on his chest and say, pretty damn accurate that is.
Now,
I do want to point out that that's technically not a scar yet, because it's still been the same day.
Right, yeah. It's still his wound that's, like, very fresh. That's just
How
been
about I
bandaged up.
cured it? Might be something of a scar.
No, you did cast Cure Wounds, that's right.
Maybe.
so
Still pretty fresh.
you wish to speak with me, and I wish to give you a task. So state your business, and I will state mine.
Would anyone like to say our business to him, or shall I?
Well,
I am-
you won in this audience.
Yeah, you're leading the show, Sir Thomas.
Thank you. Vallin, Cetheric Vallin, I've referred to you before as the portal guy, because I didn't know much about you. I wish to inquire about you and possibly ask for your assistance. The best way possible to say it, as you said, we are cornered rats. Rats are now being followed in a maze. Instead of having our prize be cheese, our prize now is escaping a threat. Raven there is being hunted, possibly by Fae.
He already knows that.
Right.
And
And
you need me, you say.
better way to say it, I would enjoy your assistance in certain
Me?
matters.
Yes, the need is not particularly necessary, but it would definitely prove far less inconvenient for us to have your help than to face this on our own.
And what would you have me do?
Information. Any information would help. Anything on how to thwart the threat, where they are, what they might be doing, why they might need us, if they might be hiding somebody. You said before, you see this all as a chessboard. And you love a good game. I
do.
see. We need to be players ourselves instead of mere pawns. And if I'm to think correctly, your opponent might not just be another person, but rather an organization. If that's true or not, no idea. But
So you wish to
we need
become
information.
players in a world where everyone else is at peace. Even in your
Well-
game, I am a piece as well.
Right. Mutual benefit. We benefit each other's board, we don't seek opposing each other.
But where
Only
you might
fair.
be a pawn, I might be a queen. So, you request my aid.
Aye. That is correct.
And what do you need?
As I said, information on the people hunting Raven. The Thorns God as well. You saved us from them. If it's okay, I'd like to know why. We'd like to know why. What specifically low was awaiting us. What else might await us with the Thorns God? Hell, even Velethor. Any possible threats, if that's at all possible, that are awaiting us. How we may deal with it. Possible escape routes. You understand. Information on safety and how to deal with the threats that await us.
Well, you see, I am a very giving individual. And I have given, but... And he takes a look directly at Nick here. It seems as though my gifts are besmirched. So how can I trust that you will take the information I offer you? And that you will use it in the way that I might find fitting.
Do you deal in contracts? Or simply word of mouth?
I wish to know if my time and my efforts are misplaced on people that are wasteful.
Seeing as how many times I've nearly died. Meh.
Well, you want the truth, and I would like results. You wish to know the hunters that are pursuing Liliath? I can provide some information. Though probably not the information you wish.
By name.
I have contacts in this city. I imagine you've met him as well. If you are
The
seeking
bookseller?
information, yes. He is a valuable source of information, if you have not noticed. You might find his methods distasteful, but he is a fair source of information.
He trades for it. He does it fairly. I agree with that.
His motives are, as of yet, unknown. But I learn what I need to. And someone and some people that might do harm to an organization which I find distasteful, such as the Thorns Guard. That sort of endeavor I look upon favorably. The Duke needs to know his place. So, as far as these hunters are concerned, I will see what I can get, but I imagine, if you wish for better answers, you might wish to go see the bookseller yourself.
Fair enough.
And as far as Velithor is concerned, I can certainly reach out and find what I can. I have my own contacts in Velithor. The Moore family.
And I assume you'll take... Right. I assume you'll take great caution with that.
Of course. And I would not be where I am today if I did not practice caution where necessary.
Right. You spoke of a task?
Yes. The blacksmith. I have commissioned a special blade with him. And someone like you would wield it well.
You wish for me to take your sword?
Of course.
It's not that simple, is it?
See, there is a wound in the world caused by the scribes of old. And I imagine it's might be what is causing you grief, Sir Thomas, of the Moore estate.
What's causing me grief is having to go through all these hurdles in order to ensure my safety. And more importantly, theirs. I know you know how I fight. With my hands.
Well, the weapon just won't sing for just anyone. You need someone who is touched, chosen, like you.
Chosen? Really? How am I chosen?
You know that there is something clinging to your soul that fears this kind of steel. Whatever pacts and agreements your family made, it fears what I have in store for it. And we cannot have the armies of the Abyss marching to the material plane if we can avoid it.
Is that to imply my father's trying to erect an army from the Abyss?
Perhaps.
What do you get out of this?
As you said, you requested information. I request you perform this task.
Of wielding your sword to, how do I put it lightly? Take care of people who oppose you, who might also oppose me.
Simply closing a gate to the beyond.
To
Where?
stop some demonic incursion. Is that what you want?
Yes.
That's reasonable, I suppose.
Only reasonable. Where is this gate, then?
It's north of here. It's not hard to find the aberrant stones protruding themselves out of the hillscape.
You talk vague for a reason, don't you?
Now,
You
if,
know what
if
I
I
ask.
wanted to do it myself, I would, but unfortunately I'm not able to. It is to the north.
What's stopping you?
As I said, I cannot wield this blade. It requires one touched by demons.
Right. Right. I will take up your sword to close a hellgate. Sure. But that is the only thing your blade will touch.
Perhaps
Unless I have
Malakar
learned.
wield it.
Actually, yeah, great idea. Why can't he?
Sorry, say that again?
I said perhaps Malakar could wield it as I looked at him.
I have not much business with demons.
If Delgar were here, it would be perfect.
Absolutely.
Yes. The dwarf which ran away.
Fine. I'll take your sword to purge. What was it?
Purging demons. Stopping an influx of the abyss. And perhaps you might learn more of yourself in the process.
All right then. Sure. When must this task be completed? Or is it of the utmost urgence?
Well, sooner is better than later. It depends on how many people you want to fall prey.
We'll do it tomorrow.
I say first we ensure a safe house is available. We get some rest.
Yes, the safe house. Lady Songbird. She did say that she was preparing one for you.
Can you verify I will be safe? Especially from unwanted guests.
Well, Lord Westerion, while albeit a bit of a drunkard, is still a very decorated general, and a hero at that. I imagine his estate is about as safe as you can get in this country.
I would hope so. Well, if that is all, I think we have to go talk to some bookseller.
Well, I imagine not all of you are content. I've heard 2 of you, 3 of you even, but there are questions that linger. Whether or not you wish to speak them. Now is the time.
I'm not confident on any questions right now. Does now have to be the time?
It does not.
I would appreciate more time.
And you, Nick. Should you wish to keep your friends safe, I understand you wish to move them. A safe house might seem like a good idea, but there are better options.
Maybe you should learn a bit more tact. I don't know that. I'll determine where I bring my friends, sir. That'll be all for me.
At this point, he'll speak to all of you in general. See to it that that what I offer you is not wasted. For I do very much dislike waste.
Only fair. It will not go to waste. And I trust the information you've given us will not.
Go and see Sir Henry Black. He will have the weapon in question. Let him know that I sent you, and he will provide it.
Aye.
I'm not sure if Cetheric understands Elvish, but Malia will bow slightly and in Elvish say, "There is much that interests me. I am just wary of the flames right now. I do appreciate your knowledge and your value."
And he's gonna speak a phrase back to you in Elvish, and I will private message you directly with it.
Okay, thank you.
If there is nothing else, I do have work to complete. As do you.
On the way out, since the guy at the head of the library was sleeping, can we sneak a peek at any other books? Or is there other people watching?
The restricted areas have magical wards on them.
Okay. I was just trying to. I was like, hey, we got in because somebody was sleeping on duty. I want to see if I can steal a book or two that might help us. But if we can't, we can't. Okay.
That was a good idea. I do appreciate the idea of a good little sneak peek.
If I'm just going to get access to the public books, we've already seen them.
So at this point, it's late in the evening. Where do you plan to go? You just going back to Gelt's Tavern?
Bookseller.
You're going to the bookseller?
I'm gonna follow them to the bookseller. I'm interested to see where this goes.
I have a feeling that the bookseller is the type of person to be there when you need him. Even if there's no possible way he would know.
Oh, he's gonna know.
I feel that. That's what I'm expecting.
Okay.
This is a really weird time of day or night, I guess, to show up. But is he there?
And as you go up to the bookseller, you see that the door is locked, but there is candlelight emanating, like, coming out of the window.
I just do my one knock.
You're gonna hear an exasperated sigh as someone gets up and walks over towards the door and unlocks it. And as the door opens, you see that there is this, you see it's the bookseller in a very, very neat set
You've
of
described
pajamas.
him a couple times, but you've not shown us a picture yet. Can you provide?
What does the bookseller look like? I want to see
Hang
this
on.
guy in his
I
little
think-
fancy pajamas.
Okay. Yeah, in fancy pajamas. Hang on.
He's in fancy pajamas.
Wait, is he one of the bananas in pajamas?
Aww.
I love the bananas in pajamas. That'd be awesome.
Okay, hang on. I don't have an image of him in pajamas, but I'm making one real quick. Let me just.
Oh my god, this is awesome.
Give us both, but
I'd have to find the one. Okay, this is not what he actually looks like, but it's good enough to. Hang on. There you go. This is good enough.
Let's see here.
Oh.
oh god damn.
Why does he look like that?
Why is he wearing really fancy pajamas?
No.
Why is he fucking hot?
Yeah. I didn't want to say it. I really didn't. But why is this man like a fucking 12 out of 10?
I
Why is
didn't
this man
realize
like
he was
straight out
hot.
Twilight?
God damn it.
He's like straight out Twilight, dude. That's awesome.
That's fucking Sephiroth, let's be real.
No, that's not Sephiroth. He's missing the sword. He's a book teller. That's different.
I mean,
It's close,
he's not gonna hold the fucking sword while he's working at a bookstore.
Yeah, the sword is hidden.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. He's not the one that has the sword.
Yeah.
No.
it's not-
We're just comparing him to a hot Final Fantasy character who always carries a sword.
Let's see. I know I have a picture of him. I don't know if I.
I just want to point out, AI art sucks so bad.
I rely on it just because it's fun, but
It's easy, it's a cop-out.
it is a
For
cop out.
having no skill at art, and I understand it, because I have none either.
So, did I not actually generate an image of him? Maybe I did. I just have to find it. I really just
The
do need to
whole
find it.
fact of the matter is, his top is literally his pants. He's wearing a onesie.
Well, no. The left side is technically another thing.
No, because it's attached at the back. So he's wearing a onesie.
It's
that
a really
buttons
fancy
over.
onesie.
That's
Oh my
awesome.
God.
That
Okay.
is awesome. Anyways, let's talk to this fella.
So, do you know what time it is? And you can tell that he's very agitated at the moment that you are disturbing him at this point in time.
You knew where we come. Yeah, fuck. You knew we were coming. Don't pretend you don't.
Whether or not I knew, I just had higher hopes that you wouldn't disturb someone like this.
Well, our need is dire, so
Everyone's needs are dire. Oh, here we go. I found the image.
Yay!
No, that's not the right. That is not the right one. Here we go.
Oh,
that. Yeah, okay.
still hot, but a different kind of hot.
He looks like
More
Henry
mine.
Cavill. Like straight up, that face shape is like almost exactly 1-for-1 for Henry Cavill. I didn't realize we had Superman as a bookseller. Why didn't you say so?
But just imagine him in that
Superman.
in that onesie.
That
I'm
is
going to
awesome.
call him exclusively Clark Kent.
Please don't call me that. That's not my name.
We are in need of information.
As one usually is.
Shall we come inside?
If you must. He opens the door. And he begins to light some candles.
And I just thaumaturgy and light them all at once.
And are you going to be putting them out after you're done?
They will go out. Eventually.
And burning precious wax while you're at it.
Very well, when we leave.
So, what is it that you need?
Cetheric Vallin said you had information on those who are hunting our friend.
Yes.
And she so very rudely ran out on me. But I suppose. Have you considered what I have said?
I have been toying with it.
Toying instead of considering.
Considering?
What exactly are you asking of me? In exchange?
I merely wish for you to find yourself, to repair your own memory. You know that your flock remembers.
Yeah, my flock.
And in present company, I don't think you wish for me to tell all of your secrets.
What secrets do I have but my name, which all of us clearly know now?
There are many which you have. I'm actually quite jealous
Not
of you
to
in
my
some ways.
knowledge.
I feel like there is royalty standing before me.
Technically speaking, you're not wrong. In some way.
Not in the way that you might think. Although you
No.
are a terrifying one, aren't you? And he's looking at Thomas.
Excuse me?
The thing that's following you, I would not wish that on anyone.
Oh, I don't follow what you're following. What do you mean?
Please, don't lie to me. You've been running, and I know what you've been running from. Whether or not you understand what it is a different story.
My haunted past, demons of the past, yada yada. I understand. We've been through this whole charade. Is there something else you might offer?
What do you wish to know? You wish to know that there are puppets chasing you, that there are things from a jealous patron that seeks to devour you whole?
Are you saying I was supposed to be a sacrifice?
You are not supposed to be living.
Huh.
He was supposed to be a vessel.
How do you know more about me than myself? Wait.
I have my ways.
See what I mean? More the devil than Cetheric.
I agree. We're getting off topic. Raven, please continue. I'm going to revisit you later, though.
But I am searching for my memories. Just know the cost of what I've gained since losing them.
Your memories will return once you have destroyed those that hold them. I don't think you quite understand what you're up against. And I don't think
I have
you're quite
no
ready.
idea. And that's why we're asking.
You're after someone that is eating you alive. Piece by piece. You have already made a deal. And the nature of that deal, I would relish with delight in seeing it upheaved. A Fey Pact.
That does make sense.
With who?
The one that's after you, of course. I believe his name... Let's see, what was his name? It was rather uninspiring, wasn't it? Trimble. Gumhorn. Gumshoe? Gumhorn. Trimble Gumshoe, that's right.
Can I get a spelling of that? Can Malia make some sort of history roll? Has she heard this name?
Yeah, like
nobody
in
has
history
ever
roll?
heard of this. Nobody has ever heard of this person before.
Okay.
Gumshoe? Is his foot stuck constantly? That sounds a little bit dumb.
Yes, I know it is rather uninspiring, but a Fey Pact was made with him nonetheless. But
And
you'd be surprised to
what
learn
if-
who the actual patron is. And I will let you sit on that. But needless, suffice it to say, he wants you. He wants to claim you. And he is sending the aberrations of the Fae after you.
How do we fight that?
Well, what do you know of liches?
Liches are undead. Wizards or something.
And how do you kill a lich?
To be honest, I don't I don't know.
Don't you
Anyone?
have to go for the heart? Like a vampire, stick through it. Just jab right at that thing.
It's a heart
You
of
have to
sorts.
destroy its spawn point. Its resurrection point.
Precisely. And these, for the lack of a better term, they are simply genasi of the Fae. They are created within the Feywild, built from the lost souls that reside there. It is seen as a taboo. It's not meant to be done. But it's done anyway by those that are desperate for power.
Are some of my sisters those lost souls?
Your sisters. No, they are not.
I
This is
worried that they
amazing.
were.
Your mother, thankfully, had the sense to not engage in such impropriety.
Speaking of the Dryad Queen, how is she involved in all this?
Well, same
It's-
reason that Trimble wants you. She wished to consume you as well.
Are they working together then?
No. You are just a convenient piece of meat for them.
But why me? What value did I provide before I lost my memory?
You would provide a feast for generations. If you became subject to the mother tree, I doubt it would need to feed again.
All I was told was by my sisters that they thought you stole the Fey power from the mother tree. I honestly did not know any of this information.
That is heavy.
How many times have I died?
Do you want an exact number?
If you have it.
4,762.
In the corner, Sir Thomas's jaw is just gonna drop as he hears that number, and he's gonna like look off to the corner like, "Damn."
I take it I am much older than 180.
I imagine so.
So the vision was true.
How many of our visions were true?
By visions, I am not sure what you mean. Whatever visions you may have had, I am not aware of them.
It was challenge. I I might as well share, I guess. It was a challenge for a cavern we were on job for. And, well, we had visions, past, present, and future, I'm led to believe. Felt like months for me personally. And if what you said fits well with her saying her vision was true and what she told me, with our visions, what we experienced, then that's what it was. Possible future.
Perhaps. Again, I am not familiar with what you may have seen.
And the ravens, they are still mine.
They always have been.
That eases me a little bit.
If there's no other questions, what do you have to offer me in exchange for this? Or should I...
Well, what is it that you want?
Well, I would love to see that riddle I left for the bird in the cage. I'd love to see that fulfilled, but if nothing else. Gold, while not my preferred method of trade, will suffice.
How much exactly?
Whatever is fitting. Or if you find some interesting artifacts or tidbits of information, you can provide those to me.
I have a bottle of wine.
I have interesting information.
And what information might that be?
After reflecting on it, the riddle that you gave has a lot of common themes to something I saw in one of my visions.
Oh fuck! I gotta go watch. Okay, I gotta go see the riddle again. Where is it? Can someone ping it or pin it or something?
I'll look for it.
I got
Isn't
it. I got
Cap-
you. I got you. Hang on.
I was just scrolling up for it myself. There we go. In my vision, the one that was of the past, I was in a forest. I saw a lot of imagery of the wood. A lot of imagery of my sisters being caged there. It was not a forest I was familiar with. And it didn't feel familiar. But it's... My sisters were there. They were trapped in the vines. The roots on the ground came up and stopped me from the path I was trying to take. The one that was most familiar to me. It pulled me back from the crossroads. And my sisters, the princesses, called out to me. They asked me to help them, to not let it take them.
So the tree
Divine-
has fed on them.
Yes.
And you understand that that was meant to be your fate as well.
Yes.
And do you understand the message I gave you?
I thought it meant to fall into the darkness alone, but I cannot fall alone. If I fall alone, I'm going to meet the same fate as my sisters.
Yes.
I do not want the forest to burn.
As I said, whatever your visions had in mind, if you claiming the throne caused the forest to burn, I am not familiar with how that might come about.
But I wasn't claiming the throne in that vision either. I was dying in the flames and the same fate that met the rest of my sisters, so I don't think I've been wrong about so much, but I don't think it was warning me of if I pursue that path, that it would end in the forest being burned.
Well, you have your choices. You can
I'm trying
allow
to
yourself to be subjugated, or you can subjugate.
I understand. I think we've all decided that for those of us who have run before, that we have stopped running. We do not wish to be
Already?
pawns.
You all ready for a trip to the Fae?
As ready as I can get, I guess.
We need to become stronger first.
Yes, let's take care of this thing with Cetheric.
Does that suffice for knowledge?
It is a interesting bit of knowledge. I will ponder on it.
She bows respectfully for him.
If you have any other pressing questions, please speak them now so I can go to bed.
Nick, Malakar?
What did you say?
Do you have any questions to ask? The two of you have been pretty quiet tonight.
Not right now. I'm just thinking about how we survive and turn our luck around. But I don't think he has an answer for that right now.
Well, at least we know, for the most part, who we're dealing with. Or at least the name.
That's a start. Yes.
Nick? You're muted if you didn't know that. Tragedy? Did he fall asleep?
I don't think he did. I think he I'm assuming he's just spectating right now.
Okay.
But if you want to just confirm that you don't have any questions to ask, it would be appreciated, Rope.
Well, Sir Thomas?
I only have one last question to ask you. Can I visit you later to inquire more exactly about what pact there might have been?
Of course.
Expect me sometime in the future.
I always do.
I ain't got nothing else.
All right, let's just go.
Yeah, I believe we all still have a level of exhaustion, too.
So, and he's gonna wave his hand real quick, and all the candles in the space are gonna go out. And he's going to shut the door behind you and lock it.
And I will thaumaturgy the candles to go all out before that. Because I did say I would do that.
Okay.
And then, like, as soon as we were, like, maybe a block away, I kind of just grab onto Sir Thomas. And, like, basically put all my weight onto him as my knees kind of give out.
Whoa, 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 whoa. And I thought I was the one who was wounded. Holy shit, are you okay?
4,000 times. How old am I?
Old enough to drink ale, that's for damn sure. Look, right now might not be the best time to ponder questions. Let's get some rest, somewhere.
I don't think I can walk.
I got you, He says as he, like, slowly picks her up. Come now. Let's go get somewhere safe. Away from prying eyes. In case those woodsmen decide to come back.
Don't remind me.
Do you want to share a room tonight, Raven?
Yeah, preferably.
I could do that.
Let's go then. Somewhere safe.
Are you guys heading back to Geld's Tavern?
I guess so.
Yeah.
We haven't received word on that safe house, have we?
You have not.
Are there any
no way.
objections?
I'm just can't get over that it's 4,000 times.
What
Dun,
was it
dun,
specifically?
dun.
4,263?
Something like that. I'd have to go back in and like get the real number.
That is heavy, dude.
I've died 4,000. Oh my god.
I did not know you were playing Dark Souls. Holy shit. Like, straight up, dude. What is with that? That is crazy.
Oh man.
I will become Elden Lord.
You better. You better at this point.
But so you guys are all going back to Geld's Tavern.
Wait. That, oh no. Is that riddle for me then?
No.
Am I supposed to claim the throne to call myself Elden Lord? Jesus.
No. The bookseller said the riddle was for Malia.
Yeah, you know,
About Malia.
You're right. Elden Ring is just in my brain now.
No, that's right. No. The whole point of that riddle was for her to realize that she could have been sacrificed to the mother tree, and that if she doesn't start doing something about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. I know. I was following. Oh my god, I still haven't beaten Elden Ring yet. That game is so hard.
Okay. Well, you guys all head back to Gelt's Tavern. Go up to your individual rooms and get a nice long rest.
Hurrah!
And we're going to go ahead and then
Yay.
end the session right there. So,
Hurrah!
I'm going to go in here. I'm going to hit the stop streaming button.